If your business has been successful, but you still want to go to the next notch, you got to have a real great visualization of what it's going to look like. So you're down here, but you want to get up there. Well, you're going to have to figure out what that looks like, and then you're going to be much more successful at getting there. Byrnes Consulting created a little tool that you can use. To be specific, it's a simple growth projection tool that can help you visualize your future and help you focus on growing your business. Okay, so you want to get up here. You're going to have to visualize what that looks like, whether it's 5 years, 10 years. You're going to have to do a great job of seeing that, and the more details you can put together, the more likely you're going to get there. All right, let's check out this worksheet from Byrnes Consulting. We're proud to bring you another video for the FPA Coaches Corner. Byrnes Consulting created a real simple tool that you can at least use it to project your asset growth. So here we are again in New England, specifically the South Shore of Boston, with another power outage, and I have just enough juice on my laptop here to do another tutorial on one of the worksheets we provided to the FPA Coaches Corner program. And I wanted to just go over this one really quickly. It seems really simple, and it is in the very beginning. Insert your company name, and then you put in a asset number, whether it's 50 million or 100 million or wherever you are. You want to factor that in, and I'll just stick with the 100 million in assets under management. And then whatever growth rate you have, so if you plug in 10%, it's going to change the performance or the actual growth of your firm over the 10-year period. I've highlighted 5 and 10 years because if you're doing some long-term planning, you really should look at those as milestone numbers and have a lot of key performance indicators, so you're not surprised 5 years from now whether you make or don't make your goal. So it seems like this worksheet's really simple, and it helps you visualize some stuff. But if you are trying to do 25% growth, for example, what goes into that growth rate? How are you going to get there? You know, from 100 million at a 25% growth rate, you're almost at $1 billion 10 years from now. Is that really achievable? And can you move forward to do that? Some factors that we work with our clients to plan on and actually improve are on the left side. It's going to help in a big way to help you reach your goal. So let's just kind of go through them there quickly. Share a wallet and cross-sell. You know, hopefully you have all the assets under management for each client. If not, that can be a great area of focus. Referrals from clients. You know, hopefully you're not just letting client referrals happen and you actually have a really good approach at bringing them in. You know, you might actually have some issues with referrals from strategic alliances. We see a lot of one-way relationships out there. It's possible that that's the case. Either way, even if you have some good strategic alliances and they're win-win relationships for both sides, you can always be improving or expanding and creating new types of relationships. Direct business is a category that is really focused in on any lead you're getting from either marketing or sales where you don't have a referral source. Revenue share. So this is interesting. You know, you might actually have some assets that aren't as profitable. You know, if you're, for example, with a custodian and you're in their branch referral programs, you're paying a percentage of fees. But this is where your spreadsheet should still factor this stuff in, but you probably want to create a separate column that gets a little more complicated. Same thing for any kind of revenue change or new opportunity. You know, revenue share, whether you're bringing in an advisor and you're paying a percentage to them or they're paying a percentage to you, I should say, and are you factoring that in as your overall assets under management? But maybe there's some other kind of relationship, whether you outsource your retirement plans business or such. You can see that the simple spreadsheet gets a little bit more complicated as you start to put in some of these factors. But fee increases would be another thing that wouldn't be calculated into the assets under management, would help you with your overall growth. Lastly, you might look and say, well, I'd love to get to that. If I'm at 100 million and I want to get to $1 billion, I want to get there a little faster than 10 years. This is where your M&A activity might really play in. One big pitfall we see with a lot of our clients when we start to work with them is they calculate the market performance into their growth. And over the last few years, the market performance has been terrific. So we see a lot of people are pretty happy with their growth numbers. But honestly, if they separate that and they pull out the market performance, their actually net new asset growth is not as pretty as they think it is. So that's something that you should do as part of this planning to see what is market related and what would not be market related. obviously some things are going to pull you away, and that can be retention. And some things are out of your control. Deaths, for example. If you have clients that die, it's not your fault. I hope it's not. And so you're going to have to figure out, can you replace them on the growth side? If not, that's going to be pulling away from your overall goal and your 5 and 10-year projections. It could be that you lose a client because it wasn't a good fit, or something just went wrong on the service side, or another advisor stole them away. So you should track that and know what you've done year after year from an attrition standpoint and retention standpoint. You might have some things that you can really plan out well, RMDs or any kind of required withdrawals. You probably can project that in a strong way and be pretty accurate. There are some other things that are out of your control. If a client wants to buy, expensive cars, a second home, whatever it might be, those distributions are obviously going to come out of your asset growth. And then, like I said before, it can get more complicated. You can factor in fee changes, whether you're decreasing them because pricing pressure exists 10 years from now and it doesn't exist as strongly now, or something like that. So that's something you want to factor into your overall 10-year goal and what you're trying to do. Same thing for outsourcing business. You might actually pay some advisors to do some of the stuff that you're doing, whether it's investment management or financial planning or something. Another bigger one might be if you have a larger firm and you have multiple advisors, there's always a chance that one of those advisors could leave, and there's a potential that the clients go with them. So you might be at risk of not reaching your asset goal because an advisor left you. And then obviously we talked about market performance. So you can see it's a pretty simple tool to help you visualize just a number, but to do this really well, you really have to have some simple reporting that says, here's where we are currently with our assets under management. But the more complicated thing is, how do you pick that growth number? How do you get the right percentage year after year to be able to project where you're going to be? And so why is this number so important? Looking and visualizing where your growth is going to be 10 years from now, a lot of things start to play into that. Your human capital structure, your operational efficiency, your invest in technology, and actually investing in your firm overall. There's a lot of factors that go into reaching that goal that you want to do 10 years from now. And so seeing the number is just the start. And yes, there's a lot more complicated planning that goes on top of that. So hopefully this is a start. And if you have any questions, please reach out to Byrnes Consulting. We'd love to help you. Just go to our website, byrnesconsulting.com, and go to the Contact Us page and send us a quick note. Here's a little proof that sometimes we're all a kid at heart. The cameraman has dared me to go down like a little kid would. I don't know if this is the smartest thing in the world, but here it goes. Woo-hoo-hoo!